Hey everybody, here got another one. Today, we're checking out Death Battle Kratos versus Asura. Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of Kratos. I don't really know Asura, so I don't know most of these guys. I mean, I know what they both look like. I know that they're like titans of the gaming universe. I just have no idea like what their total feats are. I mean, Kratos is I know more about Kratos, but it's still very limited. I guess we're about to see how this challenge ends. So hey, let's get into this clash. So hey, yeah, I guess no more to be said. I'm just gonna play.
Kratos versus Asura.
The Ghost of Sparta versus the Wrathful Destructor. Cause sometimes you just wanna punch a god in the face. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alright, let's get it.
In the beginning, the Primordials waged war across existence, a series of cosmic clashes that birthed the universe.
Boom! Now that's what I call a big bang!
From Ceto's death, the oceans would flow. From Uranus's strikes, the stars were spawned, and so forth. Thus, the world itself was born from violence.
Starting the whole messy cycle, Uranus was overthrown by his Titan son, Kronos, who was overthrown by his lesbian son, Zeus, who battled his own son, Kratos.
As a classic bastard child of Zeus, Kratos was left among Spartan mortals, far exceeding all among them. He became a fierce warrior, winning many a battle, until finally cornered by ruthless barbarians.
Ares, destroy these guys who are kicking my ass, and my life is yours. A deal was made, and Kratos was joined at the bone with the Blades of Chaos, a set of chain swords and basically a badass whirlwind of flame and steel.
But Ares had a scheme. While doing work for his god, Kratos accidentally murdered his own family, permanently marked by the ashes of his wife and daughter. He was, forevermore, the Ghost of Sparta.
So, he was kinda understandably really pissed off. Time for a new god of war. The gods were crapping their togas in fear as the new god of war took out his rage on all of them. And got some new gear out of it, too.
With Poseidon's trident and Icarus's wings, Kratos dominated both sea and sky. He also has a tendency to carry powerful severed heads, like Medusa's.
And the claws of Hades could steal souls, even the soul of Hades himself. Should have thought that one through, man.
Neither Perseus or Hercules.
Okay, so this man's just stacked with god weapons. I actually did watch a video on Kratos like a long time ago. It was like one of the first 20 videos I did on this channel. And I'm aware of what he did in this game, so I guess that makes sense why he's in this battle.
Hercules were a match for Kratos, nor was Helios, the sun god capable of moving stars and spreading light across the entire underworld.
He fought Atlas, the Titan of Strength, who broke the load-bearing pillar of the universe. So Kratos forced him to hold up the cosmos on his own instead.
And he could do it with just one hand, according to the novelization.
Even his grandpappy Kronos failed to stop him. You know, the guy who overthrew the primordial that punched the universe into existence?
Causing shockwaves that moved over a quadrillion times faster than light, a frankly incomprehensible feat.
Then there's Daddy Zeus,
who proved a serious challenge, until Kratos drew perhaps his ultimate weapon, the Blade of Olympus.
It can make tornadoes, lightning, force fields. Oh, and it can stab the hell out of you. It siphons godly energy and can pull it up to even kill Zeus. Like father, like son.
Even while Kratos ultimately released hope across the Greek world, he could only do so after annihilating everything.
Like a badass, he was unstoppable, non-stop killing and sex and even more killing.
What?
And yet, he couldn't be any more depressed.
His wife and daughter were still gone. What was he to do?
He didn't know. He wandered aimlessly for years, somehow stumbling into Norse mythology where he met Faye, his second wife. Good start, buddy.
Kratos had a new lease on life, but he could not escape his past mistakes.
There's a reason he hid his swords in a dingy basement. Even so, Faye insisted he could do better. So he became a dad to a new boy.
Easily the toughest task he ever undertook. especially after Faye unfortunately died of a mysterious illness.
Damn it, not again! But hey, it wasn't Kratos' fault this time, and Faye left the tools he'd need to keep the boy safe, including the Leviathan Axe.
Far from the whirling rage of the Blades of Chaos, the
What, did they give
Leviathan
this man
Axe
freaking
was deliberate
Stormbreaker?
and
Is that
mighty,
what she gave
said
him?
to rival Mjolnir itself.
Thor wishes Mjolnir was
Okay,
as cool as this
it literally
axe.
is freaking
It's imbued with
Stormbreaker.
ice magic and a poison even the gods fear. It can be summoned to Kratos' hand from a distance, and it even shatters souls.
Kratos may have once been a sword of vengeance, but with his new weapons and a new purpose, he stood as a shield against the godly Asir.
Too bad he just can't help but get in trouble with gods. But now he knew how to control his anger.
Which is even more important than it sounds. Kratos' Spartan rage summons an inner strength with magical properties.
He can even get so pissed off that he straight up heals himself. That seems like the opposite of what should happen.
Not
Freaking
all anger
Hulk?
is
What do you mean
problematic,
he can
and Kratos
regenerate
wields
from
plenty
anger?
of new weapons and relics to channel his rage through.
Like the Dropnir Ring, which can summon a bunch of wind spears. They can absorb all types of energy and blast it back. He even has relics and magic that can warp space and slow down time.
What?
Naturally, he contested with the strongest of the Norse gods, including
Okay, so I've only played like a little bit of a God of War game. I've only played Ragnarok, and it's only because it was like a Christmas gift PS5 bundle, and I had no idea what the game was when I went into this. Honestly, I feel like that's the reason why I put God of War in the video game poll that I have. If you want to go vote on that, but like I think that's the reason why I put it there, because I legitimately want to know what the heck happens in the Dagon universe already.
the
This
god of
man
thunder
is just-
Thor, who was
I've only heard
powerful
this
enough to
man
fight
be
the fire
described
giant
as just the
Surtur
guy
and
who
the
can
world
kill
serpent
anything.
Jormungandr at the same time.
Oh, and that fire giant would be the cause of actual Ragnarok. You can't defeat me, Thor. I know, but he can.
Well, not exactly. Freyr, the rain god, held off Ragnarok for a considerable time on his own, and the sheer power of Ragnarok shook Yggdrasil down to its very
Ragnarok
roots.
who?
That's
Who's
the
that?
world tree, which is like a literal tree that connects the whole universe.
According to Freya, the tree's very existence supports all of creation among its boughs. Every strand transcending time, transcending space. Everything comes back to the tree.
So it's kind of like Kratos lives in a really, really, really big treehouse.
In his quest to free the Norse world, Kratos reclaimed old weapons by reckoning with his past sins, even taking up the Blade of Olympus once again.
Even better, he actually got to be a decent dad. And now the boy is a man and also a bear.
Kratos
What?
made a lifetime of mistakes, but this future would be different. He'd be more than he was in the past, not just a god of war, but a leader, a father, and a defender, a god of hope.
Is that just a severed head?
This
next to
battle
him?
is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on.
Okay, there we go.
Long
Good.
ago, a demigod
Right, now, who's
fell
this
from the
guy?
heavens, only to rise from the depths of Naraka after 12,000 years.
After 12,000 years, he's free to punch everything dumb enough to get in his way. He was the demigod of wrath, Asura.
Alongside 7 other demigod generals, Asura served as defender of humanity
12,500 years, 500 plus years old.
against
so,
the
okay, so
impure
this guy's older
Goma,
than
dark
Kratos
spirit
by, like,
monsters infesting
more
the
than
world.
10
And the
times older
demigods
than him.
battled the Goma by wielding a
Put him in
mystic
Marvel vs.
energy formed
Capcom,
from human
Capcom.
prayer. Mantra.
By advancing technology with Mantra, the Guardian Generals became essentially hyper-powerful mystic cyborgs. They could each harness Mantra through a different emotional affinity. For August, it was greed. For Yasha, it was melancholy.
I'll give you one chance to guess what Asura's is.
By tapping into his wrath, Asura can take many forms for battle, like the 6-armed Vajra, a state powerful enough to subdue the embodiment of the planet's will and the source of the Goma, Vlitra.
But he wasn't angry enough to put Goma Vlitra down for good. At least not yet. Of course, since he's literally powered by wrath, no enemy of Asura's would be stupid enough to do something that would make him even more mad, right? Right?
Funny you should say that.
God damn it.
First off, Asura is not some one-dimensional anger machine. In myth, the Asuras were powerful and aggressive beings, sure, but not inherently evil, just like Asura himself. He's a warrior, but also a husband with a daughter, Mithra,
And Mithra has the unique power to supercharge mantra energy.
which gave Asura's prideful commander, Deus, an idea. If he could weaponize Mithra, literally wiring her up
Sorry,
to a
my eyes
super
been
weapon,
just so wide
the
open. I'm
Guardian
just
generals
genuinely-
could maybe
I'm
finally
just genuinely
end
amazed by
Goma
what this guy is
Mithra
doing.
for
'Cause I
good.
have no idea who this
Well,
guy is.
obviously, Asura wasn't gonna go along with
Never
that.
played this
So
game
Deus
before.
framed Asura for killing the Emperor, murdered his wife, kidnapped Mithra, and then just straight up killed him. What a dick.
But true to his nature, Asura was literally too angry to die. So long as a single part of his body remains and can possess mantra, he can climb back out of Naraka, a sort of limbo underworld between life and death. Thanks to some coaxing from a strange golden spider, he did just that, with an all-new purpose in mind.
Make the gods pay! Oh yeah, they're calling themselves gods now. Turns out they're all assholes who started sacrificing thousands of innocent people to try to power up. So Asura got really pissed off.
And through his rage, Asura's power exploded, rising enough to throw giants like ragdolls, shatter whole moons, and destroy a fellow deity, Wizen.
Who could dwarf the planet and wreck it with just a finger? Look at this!
Asura is so powerful, his soul cannot be manipulated by the Goma or the deities. He can propel himself with mantra to fly, harden his fists to break steel, fire
I'm
explosive
sorry.
energy blasts.
This man
And
got it.
headbutt you so
I
hard
don't
you
think
wish you could
Kratos is
die
doing
even
nothing to
faster.
this guy.
The dude literally stockpiles anger into a burst
I
of
think
energy
it's
that
a
can
wrap for
one-shot even the
Kratos.
toughest of foes. And when he goes unlimited mode, he can rapid-fire those super attacks without overheating.
Asura's vengeance quest wasn't all shouting and explosions, though. I mean, it was a lot of that, but he also tried to protect people from the gods, including a girl who very much reminded him of his own daughter.
Yeah, Asura's the kind of guy who wants to be a great dad, but all he knows how to do is punch anything that upsets his kid, like that one dad that knocks out a ref at a Little League game.
And
What?
then the gods
What
killed
was
that
that?
girl too, along with her whole village, sparking Asura to unleash his berserker aura.
You know how the gods were sacrificing thousands of people to power up? Well, Asura got so freaking angry, he built up enough mantra to match them, even though they've been building up energy for thousands of years. Seriously, guys, you're pissing
Okay,
off the
this
guy who
guy's-
literally gets
this
more
guy's
powerful the
universal
angrier
level.
he gets. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yet even in berserker mode, Asura never lost total control.
Berserker Asura adds even more extra arms, and they're big and glowy now. The man can launch so much angry mantra he wiped out the god's whole space fleet in seconds.
Asura's anger raised to levels so high even he couldn't contain it, scorching him into his wrath form.
Even though it hurts Asura
Okay,
while he's in it,
it's-
this form is still
I
perfect
get
for
it.
absolutely
Kratos is a rap
shit-stomping
for
a
you. I'm
snobby
sorry.
demigod's face in. It's okay
This guy
though,
is
his
too
brother-in-law
OP.
punched the edge out of him.
Yasha saw the error of the deity's senseless sacrifices and teamed up with Asura
only
for a
gets
coup against
stronger.
Deus.
Awesome, they're bros again! Just in time for Asura to hit his former boss with so much mantra that he burst, then dive into the planet's core to obtain power equal to 1,000 arms! His mantra form, finally, a power capable of killing Vlitra in a big planet-busting blast!
Deus was defeated and Gaia was saved. Yet, Asura's wrath hadn't been quelled.
Title drop!
It turns out
He's
that
still not
spider
done?
that guided him was actually Chakravartin, the creator of mantra and the entire universe.
And everyone's suffering was part of his plan to make Asura his heir. Chakra kidnapped Mithra, because of course he did, and tested Asura in the form of a massive golden Buddha statue. Check out the size of it! That thing can literally hold a galaxy in its palm. Naturally, Asura and the statue threw hands.
Enter the mantra reactor. Capable of holding 7 trillion souls, Asura instead used it as a vessel for a far greater power.
His own unfiltered rage. At last, Asura could show the world his real colors.
Everyone from the humans to the 7 deities to Chakravartin saw Asura's anger as a weapon, a sword for tyranny, when that was never who he was. His rage was really a shield to protect humanity, and most of all, his daughter.
A shield larger than a planet. Unbound by his past limits, Asura's ultimate destructor form effortlessly punched through asteroids larger than nebulas, dodged planet-sized lasers moving 2 quadrillion times faster than light, and obliterated whole stars.
Chakravartin was understandably impressed and offered Asura a chance to take his place. Asura smiled at the offer and extended his arm.
Right into Chakra's face, as if he was gonna let some god trample over more worlds. Instead, he literally beat the QTEs out of God, obliterating him and his plans in a cosmic explosion.
But with Chakravartin dead, so was the concept of mantra itself. Those who depended on it could not survive, including Asura.
Hey, as long as Mithra was fine, it was worth it. Besides, he'll reincarnate millions of years later, still kicking ass, ready to smack a random thug, a meteor, or Ryu, right in the balls.
It's interesting. Despite the dangers of uncontrolled anger, Asura's wrath gave him the power to save everything. All because of just one thing.
Some bastard made his daughter cry, so they had to pay. Now that's a god I can get behind.
Yep, it's...
This battle is sponsored by Prize Picks.
Yeah, so, while I try to find out how this ad ends, Kratos, I'm sorry, but it's a wrap for you. I see no future in where you win this.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
They always put a Fortnite dance gif in these.
Battle!
Kratos wins this, I'll be surprised, because there ain't no way after what I just saw, this man Kratos can win. Because this next guy is literally a D1 crash out. How's his hands shaking? Cold, bro? Transport you to a different plane of existence. What?
It's true then. The god of war is on Gaia. But not for long. You do not want this fight. Run!
But that shield can take the hits. Split them. Bro, don't tell me they're having the game physics in this. The quick time events. Yep. Oh no. It's literally Dragon Ball. It's an instant transmission.
You let your wrath consume you. I have been down that road before. Shut up! Very well.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? This man Saitama, this man 1,000 consecutive normal punches. Super Saiyan God mode. Here we go.
You murder!
to rip a hole in the fabric of reality?
This is not my end!
Nope, no, it's a wrap. Sorry, Kratos. Your games were fun, though, from the little I played. What? Don't tell me he can hold this off. Or are you just gonna take it? Don't tell me he can hold it. Don't tell me.
Death has not earned me yet, Titan! But you deserve a worthy end!
Tell me. Wow. Is that it?
You are a monster no longer. I never was.
Wow, he actually lost. I'm surprised. I really am. I really thought it was a wrap for Kratos. But nah, he's just like that. Unless something happens in these next, few seconds. That's it.
Well, I guess Asura's wrath really is gone.
Okay, anyone down below, tell me, is this
But are
Cap?
we sure this is how it'd go?
Is this
Even though
Cap?
Asura can
Should
blow up
Kratos have
stars?
died?
Asura had
Or is
some
this actually,
amazing
like-
displays of apocalyptic destruction.
Hold on, let's hear
but
the
the full
explanation.
scope of their speed, experience, versatility, and power sheds a surprising light.
At first glance, speed seems like a shoo-in for Asura. Kratos is quick, but he never dodged a universe-crossing laser.
That doesn't mean he couldn't. Remember, as usual, we look at these characters at their peak, free from gameplay restrictions.
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and Kratos fought and killed Helios, the sun god.
From the moment he's introduced, Helios is emphasized to be immensely powerful. Without Helios, darkness would shroud everything. His light was fast enough to illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's consistent with the shockwaves the primordials caused that spawned the universe.
Arguments could be made for which is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what does speed matter if you don't know how to use it? Let's cover experience. Asura
gotta
lived
go to
across
Asura, right?
centuries,
He's more than
obviously a lot
12,000
longer
years
than
old.
Kratos.
And while Kratos eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that control.
So Asura easily takes experience. But when it comes to versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure, Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat, slowing down time,
Okay.
healing injuries, and most importantly,
Oh, yeah, you can't
multiple
do that.
weapons that could drain a variety of energies, like mantra.
Yeah, when Asura loses all his mantra energy, that's it for him. So the Dropnir spears and the Blade of Olympus gave Kratos exactly what he needed: versatility, and multiple ways to finish this for good before Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could. Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days at best.
But all this assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do! If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds.
But a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic golden god.
By measuring the dimensions of Chakravartin's body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and its mass far exceeds not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe 91,000 times.
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back Ragnarok's power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an official map and knowing the world tree's branches encompass all of existence, we can measure its size and volume.
And we know this map is accurate because it shows these two realms conjoined, which we see in-game.
Even if we assume the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above, shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough force to destroy our universe's mass energy 9 million times over.
That's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering supergiant doesn't sound too different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to think that we never see Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chakravartin, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him. Kronos defeated the creator of the universe in a one-on-one fight, same as Asura, and Kratos killed Kronos. Add in the clear numerical comparison of Chakravartin, Ragnarok, and Yggdrasil, and Kratos takes the edge in power.
But hey, Capcom, if you give us Asura's Wrath 2, we'll try this again.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Asura's The Sun Rises. The god of wrath was Kratos.
The winner is Kratos.
Really?
But
all right, who's next?
What if?
Alternate ending? Okay, this is new. Spam a circle? Is that what we're doing? His face still looks so perfectly fine. How did that not create a crater in his face? This is some Infinity War, Thanos and Gamora type stuff. This is like Valhalla or something.
And that concludes my pitch for Asura's Wrath 2. The end. Next time on Death Battle.
Alright, who we go? Wrong sword. Okay, who's this? Okay, Ghost Rider. Oh, Spawn?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn. Okay, that's gonna be an interesting one. I'm gonna be honest, I did not think Kratos was gonna make it out of that one. After the kind of crazy stuff they said this Asura dude did, I honestly thought it was more than a rap for him, not gonna lie. But anyway, that was it for this one. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one, and God bless.